Hey everyone. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Or no. There we go. I'm late to my own party, y'all. I'm sorry. But hi. Welcome to Mind Heart Mondays. I'm back. I took a week off, I believe, from streaming. Or maybe yeah, I did. I took a little time off. So I'm back with our love series. And this is love. And it's mine. Spirit of love. This is what I've titled this series, or not the series, this video, this teaching. And I'm excited to share it. I wrote this yesterday for us, and I've got a lot of goodies, and I'm very excited. So, are you ready? How was your week? How was your Valentine's? How is February going for you? We are in the middle of the month of love. And as many of you have already seen, my healing bundles are ready for you. So if you're interested in my life coaching, then go to my website and book with me. I also do still have the soul strengthening sessions, and you can choose those as mini sessions or full sessions. Those are basically at your leisure, weekly, whenever you're free. No commitment on those. The other ones, however, my bundles are set up for you for long-term care. So if you're interested, I welcome you. I'm super excited. Plus, I have my Artist Dream Life bundles for my artist coaching. So if you guys are artists and you're looking for that, I have those as well, also on my website, shesrestored.com. So go find those and start your year off right. Okay, let's get started. I do have a lot to share, so I don't want to waste too much time jabbering about stuff, even though I do want to share about that because I got a lot for y'all. So love is this is love, and it's mine. Spirit of love. This is what I've titled this teaching and this video for our love series. So let's begin. Love is spiritual first. This is foundational. I must understand that love is first spiritual. It is, as I've been sharing, it is the Spirit of God. So in order for me to know what love truly is, I must know the Spirit of God. And when it comes to my personal love, romantic love, I'm talking about romantic love, relationship, it must be spiritually aligned first. This is actually how I'm going to know that I am aligned to the person that God has for me. By the way, just to kind of lay the foundation of this, I am speaking about unions between men and women that are, well, I'm going to get into the God ordained, but this is the context of what I'm sharing. So welcome everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm glad you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Yes, I am continuing our love series from Mind Heart Mondays. So welcome. I have a lot to share, so I'm going to get going. I'm going to get started. So in our society, especially these days, we're so fixated on the physical that we forget to discern if this is true and is it mine? Okay, that's what I've titled this. I have been on both ends of the spectrum, have you? And I've learned a few things, and this is what I'm going to share with y'all tonight. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. So let me share this first, because I think this is going to connect and resonate with a lot of us, okay? First, I'm going to share what love is not. And then I'm going to share what love is, okay? And again, I'm talking about the context of romantic love. So if you ever wondered, y'all, my hair's bugging me, so I'm gonna move it. It's annoying me. So if you're wondering right now, or you've wondered about past relationships, or you're wondering about future relationships, these are some of the things I'm going to share that you could say are characteristics or signs, or on the negative end of the spectrum, red flags, and on the positive end of the spectrum, signs, good signs, positive signs. So I'm going to start with the red flags. Chemistry is not love. You can have chemistry with somebody. That doesn't mean it's love. Okay? And we'll get into that in a minute, because chemistry is connected to different things. And if we are not healed enough to discern, my chemistry can lead me into situationships or toxic relationships, or relationships that are based on one thing and one thing only. Okay. However, you will have chemistry in love. So your person, you will have chemistry with your person, whoever that is. And it might surprise you in terms of how it manifests. Okay, and I'll get into that in a little while. Or actually, I'm going to get into that when I talk about the kingdom marriage, because I'm going to do a kingdom marriage series. You guys, I've been talking about this for like 3 years, about doing a kingdom marriage series. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to teach you biblical, true, romantic love. Because a lot of you are called to marriage, and God has chosen your person for you. I get all excited. Y'all, I'm a love fanatic. Okay, number 2, attraction is not love. It's not. You can be attracted to someone, you can like the way they look, you can like that they like things that you like, and that's great. You can have a lot in common with someone and be attracted to them, but that's not love. However, you will be attracted to the person who is your love. Okay? Number 3, lust is definitely not love. Lust is not love. You can have sexual desire looking at someone, or find someone physically appealing. That does not mean that it is love, or that you are in love. Okay? Having a hot sexual relationship with someone is not love. Okay? And then, of course, with lust, you can get into all the rest. However, you will have desire for your love. So you will have, again, desire of attraction toward the person that is your love. It will be there. And perhaps it might not even be what you're used to, or what it might sort of come out in a different way. Because again, true love begins in the spirit first. Okay? You guys, I just wanted to like jump into the kingdom marriage teaching, but I have to stay focused. Okay. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feelings and thoughts are not love. Okay? And what do I mean by this? So you can have feelings for somebody. You can be thinking about somebody. that obviously you're attracted to or you're interested in, that it does not mean it is love. Okay, again, this is connected to the physical. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes some people are attracted to others intellectually. Maybe you like someone based on, intellectual interests or whatever it is, because everybody's different. Remember, some of us are thinkers, some of us are feelers. But just because there's that mental attraction or that emotional attraction does not mean it's love. However, when you truly are in love, you will learn to connect your mind and your soul to your love. So this one is very, and I'll get into this when I talk about the kingdom marriage, but this one is very interesting because your person that God has chosen for you, it may not always be instantaneous. This is why this is important to discern, because a lot of times, and of course you have to know yourself well. You have to know sort of your own pitfalls when it comes to how you connect to others in relationships. A lot of us, if we're not healed, we're actually operating in our default mode, and that can lead us into situations we wish we would have never gotten ourselves into down the line. So, and this is why I'm teaching this, to help you discern what is the true love. Okay? Hindrances of love. Now I'm going to get into hindrances. Hindrances. Okay? Insecurities and doubts prevent you from loving. Okay? What do I mean by this? So we all have insecurities. We all have struggles and issues that we're either on the inner healing journey to overcoming, or we are running away from them, or we're kind of in the beginning stages of acknowledging and accepting and embracing them. Where are you? Are you in touch with your insecurities, or the places of self that don't feel as strong or as confident? This is important, because if you're not in tune with them, or perhaps you're too proud and you don't even acknowledge that you have them, they will hinder you from truly loving, even if you found your person. Even if you have found your person, okay? And then, of course, doubts. So doubts is connected to this. It's also connected to how you relate, or how you've related to people in the past, people in romantic relationships of the past. If you haven't healed from those things and you carry them into your new, even if it is God-ordained relationship, it is going to hinder you from truly loving and truly being loved. So this is so important. And this is why you can reach out to me. I will help you. I will help you get to those roots of what is hindering you from truly embracing self and loving self, so that you can fully love others. And here we get into this one. Your unhealed trauma will prevent you from loving and receiving love. This is so important. Again, that's not to say that everybody has to be perfect to be in a perfect relationship. For one, there's no perfect relationship. Even with your person, you are going to have issues, because you're two imperfect people coming together. The difference is, when it's your person, that person will have what you need to heal. and you will have what they need to heal. And sometimes it's not very pretty. However, it is perfect. In its imperfection, it is perfect. So, your unhealed trauma, if you're still dealing with things, I'm here. Feel free to reach out and I will help you discover what those roots are so that you can begin to live free and live in love as you deserve. Next is being disconnected with your nature. I caught myself. I was like, did I write that right? Being disconnected with your nature and personality will prevent you from being present in love. Okay, so what do I mean by this? This goes back to this fundamental understanding that I have to know myself well. I have to be on the journey, at least on the journey of self-discovery, so that I can relate to others. If I'm not even trying to understand my nature and my personality, my temperament, these are all parts of me that make me unique. I have to learn to accept them and embrace them and own them. All of it, all of your nature, all of your your brokenness. When I teach you in my life coaching sessions, I teach you to own your brokenness. Our natural default, a lot of us especially, is to abandon it, to want to get away or ignore that part of me. Well, that's just, I don't really want to deal with that unless it comes up. But if I don't assimilate that, hi everybody. If I don't assimilate that into my present life, then I'm disconnected from self. And that is a very scary place to be. And how do you connect with yourself? By taking the time to understand what happened to me. These areas that I struggle with, where do they come from? How did I get here? And how can I learn to move into a more healthy space, spirit, soul, and body? That's where I come in, and I welcome you guys to reach out and set up one of those sessions with me, or one of my healing bundles. I'm so excited, you guys. I am so excited. If you get a chance, please go to my website so you can see why I'm so excited. By the way, as part of the She's Restored family, and Sonia the Libido family, those of you that are over here, I am offering 26% off because it's the year 2026. You guys know I love numbers. Of any of the bundles that you choose. And if you choose all of them, then you get 26% off each one. So, just FYI. Okay. Next. Habits and addictions will prevent you from truly experiencing the fullness of your love. Okay? You guys, we all struggle with this. We all have. Again, and why do we have these things? Habits and addictions come from leaning too much into our default nature. It's almost like an autopilot, okay? I'll share my testimony. I mean, I was a smoker for 10 years. Okay, for a lot of you, that doesn't seem like a long time, but I was a serious smoker. When I love something, I love it so much and so deep. I loved my cigarettes. They were my best friend. I smoked when I was happy. I smoked when I was upset. I smoked when I was sad. I smoked when I was depressed. Okay, for 10 years. Now, I smoked when I was at my worst. I could smoke a pack to a pack and a half a day. That's really bad. Okay, by the grace of God, I've been delivered from that addiction for 20 years. It's actually gonna be 21 years this year, which is amazing. By the grace of God, thank you, Lord. But my point is this: when I was in the season where I was relying too heavily on my cigarettes, I wasn't really dealing with any of my issues, at least not conscientiously. I wasn't cognizant that I was smoking to escape what I was feeling. And in fact, this is why I'm connecting the emotional realm, because I'm a feeler and I process my life through how I feel. So every time I was upset, I would smoke. Every time I was happy, I would, like I'm saying, I turned to my cigarette, and that was my habit and my addiction, and my way of coping with really a lot of what I was dealing with. And actually and I'm getting into social anxiety as well, because that was something I'm doing better now, but I did have a long season where I was very uncomfortable being around a lot of people. So yeah, that was another escapism. When I felt nervous around people, I would smoke. So my point to you is that if you're here, some of this is coping, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we're all in different seasons. I'm just saying that it will prevent you from fully, and actually even self-love, fully embracing and living in the present when it comes to love. So next is misplaced, misdirected, and misaligned priorities will prevent you from placing love in its rightful place. This is a big one. When God gives you a gift, and in this teaching, it is love, the greatest gift you could ever have. If God gives you love, like He chose a specific love for you because He knows you intimately, He knows your weaknesses, He knows your struggles, He knows your needs, He knows your desires. If He gives you this, don't you want to take care of it with everything you have? Some of us might struggle with being workaholics or wanting to make that money, okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money, wanting to take care of your family, wanting to provide. Those are beautiful attributes, especially, I would say, for both. Okay, for both. I'm not gonna, but traditionally speaking, it is very handsome for a man to provide for his wife. Okay, it is. So there's nothing wrong with that. But if it becomes more important than taking care of your relationship, then this can pose to be a problem. Why? Because God has a divine and holy and beautiful and sacred, I don't want to use the word order because that sounds so impersonal, but it's a natural rhythm that God has created for us, especially because we are human, and the most basic need that a human has is love. Truly. I mean, aside from the physical, water, food, but it's love. So when I prioritize that in my life, in my relationship, and I nurture it and I take care of it because it is a gift, then, and this is where divine alignment comes into place, God will put everything in order that's out of order in your life when you honor Him with the gift He's given you. Okay? And then I put leading you to fully to feeling, sorry, you guys, I can't even read my own writing. Leading you to feeling the fullness of your relationship. And then lastly, by the way, you guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Hi, everybody. By the way, I'm going to answer all questions and everything you guys share, so bear with, okay? The last one is not seeking God about a relationship and going with my feelings, my lusts, my wants will drive you away from true love relationship. Again, this is kind of just echoing what I've shared. So before I get into the next portion, I am going to answer because I feel like you guys are sharing stuff and I don't want to miss. Hi. Oh, you guys, I missed a lot. Mr. You guys, I need my glasses. 1 second. Because if it's so small, I can barely read it. Mr. Quarantine? Good night. Well, good night to you too. And hello to Dash. Hi, Haas. Drops. Hello. Ike. Is it Ike Boyot? Hi, Peter. Greetings from Texas, Leo. Kurdistan. Where is Kurdistan, by the way? I'm curious. I don't know where that is. Kurdistan. That's a new one. No more stereotypes. My wife offers money, I offer housekeeping. You know what? I completely relate to this comment at the moment. And I think that's beautiful, actually. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not stereotyping in that regard. I mean, I'm talking about providing for your spouse. The foundational need that your wife has is love. So if you're providing love, you're on a great start. Great start. It will be a successful and happy relationship. Hi, exquisite learners. Oh, I like that. Hi, exquisite learners. No, of course, everybody has different dynamics and you know, when it comes to making money. I'm just saying, I was using that as an example of that the man goes to work. But no, we have all kinds of dynamics when it comes to, especially these days, because we don't live, excuse me, we don't live in you guys, the times that we live in are so far removed from any kind of traditional anything. So whatever floats your boat, we like that. So let me move on. And this is, I guess this is kind of it's gonna segue into the kingdom marriage a little bit. I feel like I didn't finish writing this, but we'll see. We'll see what else I have to share. Okay, this is mine. So I titled this portion, This Is Mine. Love is first spiritual, as I've been sharing. So I must be sensitive to the spirit to discern. Those of you that are single, and when I say single, I mean not married. So you could be in a relationship, but you're not married. If you feel in your spirit, and that's why I'm going to say your spirit, not in your feelings, not in your thoughts. If you feel in your spirit that you are called to marriage, like this is a desire in your heart that is, you know, it's greater than you. Your first step is to discern in the spirit. what and how and when and where God is leading you as it pertains to this. Okay? It will be supernatural. This is so important to understand. It is supernatural. There is an element of this, and again, I'm kind of inching my way into the kingdom marriage. It will be supernatural. That is to say, this union and connection is supernatural, meaning God is the one that is orchestrating this. So there will be a part of you that is like, it won't make sense. It's going to be beyond your reasoning because it's supernatural. And perhaps even, again, unexplainable. Okay? Like you will have this connection with someone and you can't put your finger on it. You can't explain it. You can't explain it to anybody, and you can't even explain it to yourself. You're just going to have a knowing in your spirit that there's something pulling me toward this person, and it's not something, it's the Lord. So a knowing in your soul that reason can't reach. Okay. And I'm just going to gloss over this because if I don't stop, I'm going to get into this deeply. But I'm going to get into this deeply in another teaching. But I will say this on this specific thing because this is important. When I am naturally attracted to somebody, I will sit here and I will list all the reasons why. Will they like this? Will they do this? Will this, that, the other? It makes sense to me. So yeah, it makes sense. I'm attracted to this person. They're attracted to me. We have things in common. You know, you can name it, you can label it, and you can almost, in your natural reasoning, in your mind, for those of you that are thinkers, because a lot of you process how you are attracted to somebody mentally, and for others, it's how you feel. Will they make me feel this? Will they do this? Okay? That is the natural reasoning. And so therefore, if two people are interested in each other and it's mutual, well then yeah, let's get into a relationship. This true love, I cannot always reason it out. I might not even have everything in common with this person. We might like different styles of music. We might come from different backgrounds, or this is supernatural. It will be mutual when divine timing happens. This is also very important. And I put even if there is delay because y'all, this is part of, and I'll get into my testimony later, but this is important to highlight. This is complex territory because one partner may not be as sensitive in the spirit and more susceptible to deception and counterfeits or options, but they will, if yielded to love, come to their right mind and align. So yes, this is an important note that God can pick the person he has for you because, again, he's put his love in that person. He's put his love in you that the other needs. And I mean truly needs. Like, this is an anointing. This is a mantle. This is serious. And it's not just for you too. This is the other part that we'll get into. But if that person is, for whatever reason, they're being disobedient, or maybe they felt the connection, but then they pulled back, or there's all kinds of scenarios. God is not going to force anybody to do his will, but he will, if he has called you to marriage, he will have that person for you with his love. So take heart. Okay, you must protect, guard your relationship once you know who your true love partner is. This is so, and I'm going to get into this again. This is sort of my overview for the Kingdom Marriage. And I wrote, this is the biggest and most vital advice and encouragement that I could give you. Because let me tell you, the enemy is going to come and attack your relationship beyond belief, beyond. He will bring exes back and, trying to distract you. He will bring doubt, insecurity, all kinds of stuff to get you to reconsider, is this my person? So you must, once you know, you must guard and protect it because it's a gift. God-ordained unions are coveted even by well-meaning people. Even your own family might discourage you from your person. They might say, I don't think that person's for you. You have to know for yourself, and you have to protect it against everyone and everything. And against the attacks, because they are very intense, and I've been through many myself. So if you're not prayed up and standing firm, you can even begin to, like I said, be moved by doubt with the warfare. And the warfare is so, the warfare is so crazy right now in general, but especially as I've been sharing since 2022, actually, that God has been bringing these unions together, like manifesting, not just bringing them together, but they're manifesting. And there's a big reason for it. It's very important. So this is especially true if your partner is, again, if you're different levels spiritually. So if you're the more mature spiritual partner, that responsibility is on you to intercede, to pray, and trust me, the Lord will do what he needs to do. God is doing the work in both of you and in the relationship. So if you're, like I said, I'm just echoing there. So you got to guard against the distractions, the discouragements, the deterrents, because they're designed to make you give up on God's promise. And you can't do that. You cannot. So that's what I wanted to share. I have more, but that's getting into the core of it, the depths of it, which I'm going to do before the end of this month because it is the month of love. So anybody have any questions or want to share anything before I wrap? I'm coming back tomorrow and we're talking more on for Recovery Tuesdays. What do I have for us? For next week, and actually we're wrapping up. This was the last one for this love series. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about toxic, healthy, and God-ordained. So a lot of the same, but I'm probably going to give you some more things to look for. Okay, that's all for tonight. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great week, and remember to love one another. Love one another. Love yourself, love God, and love one another. And I'll be back mañana. Have a good night. Love y'all. Bye.